The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, I'm Jasmine Nero with the news. In this edition, ICAC launch anti-corruption strategy, PNG issues climate action statement, and West and Koboni grand final meet. The Taxpayer Information Kit was introduced by the Commissioner General for Internal Revenue Commission, Sam Koim. Koim said everything you need to know about tax is in the kit. It is especially beneficial to Papua New Guineans venturing into business.
So most of our people do not know the intricacies of doing or filing, paying taxes. And more often than not, we find them, part of the non-compliance is contributed by them not knowing what is the right thing to do. And that's why what we are doing now is our team has combed through the what is otherwise a voluminous tax legislation and the obligations that are prescribed in the tax legislations to compile this document together, and all the rulings and all the explanatory notes have been compiled together. So that's the document that is produced to enable all our Papua New Guineans who are venturing into business to understand everything about tax.
City managers have been encouraged to give their best to modernize the city now that they have a new modernized building. City Manager Ravo Frank made this call during the grand opening of the Leslie Alu building on Wednesday.
NCD Governor Powens Pakop and City Manager Ravo Frank have collectively called on the city engineers to give their best to modernize the city. They made this call following the grand opening of the Leslie Alu building. The modernized building will house the engineering department of NCDC.
They are housed in a modern office to boost our confidence. To the engineers, this is, 3 levels. So we expect none other than 3 levels of your commitment in the delivery of roads, drains, and all the services that are required of you to deliver to the ratepayers of the city.
Governor Pakop reiterated, saying that NCDC is investing in building infrastructure.
Important for the workers that we provide them a good working environment. Not many government organizations have this type of working environment. Now we all know the challenges that the national government is facing with rental. But the Commission, we have invested in all this infrastructure so we don't have this problem of rental. And we have this high quality, world-class infrastructure.
Jumaima Sugbat, TVWAN News.
The Internal Revenue Commission has launched its office space at the City Hall Annex building. It also launched its Taxpayer Information Kit. The office space will be used as the NCD and Central Tax Center. The agreement has now come to a finale. The Internal Revenue Commission has been allocated an office space on the ground floor of the City Hall Annex building. In light of this, the IRC also launched its Taxpayer Information Kit. IRC Commissioner for Services Pauline Bray and Commissioner General for IRC Sam Koim said the reason for the move was to relocate NCD and central taxpayers from the IRC headquarters.
Commencing operations on the 14th of November. We will have 60 staff located in this office.
Our moving to NCD Waigani here is part of an organizational redesign work that we've been undertaking for the last 2 years.
Governor for Central Province Rufina Peter and NCD Governor agreed their people will benefit from this.
And I hope that when Central Province has its own office, we can find a space for IRC to focus on Central Province.
That will be a win-win and help us to achieve great things, continue the journey we have started in the city for transforming and expanding.
Present at the ribbon-cutting event was City Manager Ravu Frank, Chairman of the Motukoita Assembly Daddy Toka Jr., Member for Mosby South Justin Kuchenko, and Member for Mosby Northeast John Kaupa. City Manager Ravu Frank said the event and subsequent formalizing of this center fits perfectly into the corporate value of collaborative approach. He said that the initiative is collaborating with another government agency, the Internal Revenue Commission, to ensure that the tax laws are also enforced in addition to our own laws. He added that IRC do not have to worry about any lockdowns as the space given to them was free of cost.
The objective of this alliance is, one, to provide as many services as possible for the City Hall, a one-stop shop service. Number two, to map out taxpayer information with businesses that operate in NCD and identify the gaps, thus enabling recovery actions at least. Number three, collect money from tax evaders and bring them into the taxpayers' reporting radar, and by not burdening existing taxpayers who are already on the radar. We're in a dilemma as to whether to increase the tax rate of the existing tariff or to find ways to bring in more taxpayers. Therefore, this partnership with IRC is timely and a blessing for us as well.
The PNG Independent Commission Against Corruption has launched its Anti-Corruption and Integrity Strategy 2023 to 2025. ICAC Interim Chairman Thomas Elu said the strategy is a roadmap to combating corruption within the agency. The strategy came about after an MOU signing between ICAC and TIPNG in September 2021 under TIPNG's PICE project.
The PNG Independent Commission Against Corruption will be a leading anti-corruption agency in combating systematic corruption once fully operationalized. On Thursday, ICAC launched its Anti-Corruption and Integrity Strategy 2023 to 2025. Thomas Elu, the interim chairman, said the strategy is a roadmap to combating corruption within the agency.
From our perspective, we see Papua New Guinea, we cannot fight corruption single-handedly or given to an organization like ICAC now comes on board and the expectations will be that ICAC is here to solve or can reduce corruption on its own. This is a mistake. We need everybody. From government, there must always be political will. National Anti-Corruption Plan of Action provides this platform for everybody to come on board so that we all can work together. From government, private sector, civil societies, and everybody.
The strategy focuses on 4 key areas of promoting and practicing transparent ethical leadership, ensure an anti-corruption culture, establish workable anti-corruption systems and processes, and utilize technology to ensure accountability and information protection. TIPNG CEO Arian Kasman said TIPNG supports ICAC in its roles and functions, adding the strategy is part of TIPNG's PICE program, working alongside state agencies and partners to fight corruption and to gain public trust.
On this occasion, we celebrate the dedication and the effort of the office in developing your first agency-level anti-corruption strategy. This commitment speaks to the importance the interim ICAC office places on ensuring that it is fully equipped to fulfill its mandated function.
Mr. Elu thanked the collective efforts by TIPNG, European Union and other partners in the development of the strategy. Jemima Sugba, TV1 News.
This is TV1 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
With BSP Internet Banking, you can enjoy your banking at home, at work, or wherever you are. BSP Personal Internet Banking allows you to view your accounts and transactions, transfer money, bill pay, schedule future payments, or access your bank statements. Visit your nearest BSP branch to register now. BSP Internet Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
We see you, moving heaven and earth to progress forward. That is why we make sure that the reward you deserve is waiting to encourage you on your journey to success.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Open net.
Susan, I want something.
And Sunshine Nutri-Strong. And Nupla Blue Pla packet Sunshine Milk.
Ah, Sunshine got Nupla Blue Pla packet milk.
Yes, good pla lo walk coffee, tea, na bake him scone too. Sunshine Nutri-Strong. Scale lo make him Milo or milk belong all picking long drink too.
Nice yeah.
Now Sunshine Nutri-Strong. He got vitamins and minerals too.
Sunshine Nutri-Strong, the new nutritious milk from Sunshine.
Whether we're playing sport, exercising for fitness, being active for work or play, just having some fun, or just chilling, there is one name we can count on that we know will keep us going strong. Skell Rice. Healthy, nutritious, delicious medium grain rice full of vitamins and minerals. Skell helps us maintain a healthy, active lifestyle so we can enjoy every day.
Skell Rice. Skell Life.
Welcome back. Following the official opening of the UN Climate Change Conference of Parties COP27 this week in Egypt, Papua New Guinea presented a resounding statement on behalf of the Coalition for Rainforest Nations. Also being the chair of the CFRN, PNG has called for the need for parties, both developing and developed countries, to align their commitments in their current nationally determined contributions.
Nationally determined contributions are climate action plans by parties to the Paris Agreement to cut greenhouse gas emissions and adapt to climate impacts. PNG's Climate Special Envoy Ruel Yamuna, who delivered the statement on behalf of the rainforest nations, expressed that the nationally determined contributions synthesis report and the United Nations Environment Programme GAP report highlight that current nationally determined contributions are not aligned with emissions pathways to achieve the Paris Agreement of keeping global temperature below 1.5 degrees Celsius.
The report highlighted commitments in current entities are not aligned with the emission pathways to achieve the Paris Agreement temperature goals. We must take stock of the reality now.
In encouraging parties to consider this, Mr. Yamuna highlighted crucial climate change mitigation actions as recommended by the Coalition for Rainforest Nations in Forestry and Land Use going forward.
We strongly request developed countries to also apply the same national level guidance on any forest-related activity in their territories to ensure fairness and balance. It would be inequitable that developing countries are held to a higher standard than developed.
Mr. Yamuna added that rainforest nations have already delivered more than 9 gigatons of greenhouse gas emissions reductions through reducing emissions from deforestation and forest degradation. However, so far, developing countries have carried that economic burden mostly alone. Mr. Yamuna stressed that parties must strongly encourage a scale-up of public and private finance for REDD+, particularly for corporations towards net zero emissions.
Finally, Mr. President, developing countries cannot be expected to solve a problem they did not cause without finance to implement the Paris Agreement.
Jumaima Sugba, TVWAN News.
Officers from Climate Change and Development Authority commemorated the World Mangrove Day by planting 5,000 mangrove seedlings at Dogura Beach in Port Moresby on Wednesday, the 9th of November. The mangrove planting event was hosted by the Nature Conservancy and supported by key partners. During the event, Jacinta Kool from CCDA acknowledged TNC for the initiative in organizing such an event.
Is good for both adaptation and mitigation. Adaptation is recommended for coastal areas. It's the least cost method for coastal protection for developing countries like Papua New Guinea. Other methods for coastal protection like stone walling are expensive. The Nature Conservancy Country Director, Jacqueline Nen, during the commemoration of Mangrove Day that Climate Change and Development Authority is embarking on planting 20,000 mangrove seedlings over the next 2 years. CCDA officers commemorated the day by planting 5,000 mangrove seedlings at Dogura Beach. Nen also thanked the communities in Dogura who have taken ownership of mangrove rehabilitation. Jumaima Sugba, TVWAN News.
The Cheshire Disability Services PNG and Murray Stopes PNG signed a Memorandum of Understanding on Thursday to initiate a partnership that will help provide the necessary services for females living with disabilities, with informational programs on sexual reproductive health program and family planning. The MOU was signed at the Cheshire Disability Services head office.
The newly appointed General Manager for Cheshire Disability Services, Benson Hahambu, said that one of his key tasks in office is to reach out to partners, especially those that can come on board and support their programs.
I was fortunate enough to see Murray Stopes, one of those responded positively. Their coming in is timely because, persons living with disabilities are much more vulnerable in the communities, and their programs are more sort of suited to support, especially female with disabilities, with a sexual reproductive health program, family planning program.
Mr. Hahambu said the MOU signing is the beginning of the partnership that will be working together in promoting disabilities in the country. The signed MOU will guide Cheshire and MSPNG partnership implementation of the specific training of their CPR officers and nurses, and will also be sharing their knowledge on disability and inclusion. Edward Karapen, SGBV and Disability Inclusion Mentor for Murray Stopes PNG, said that disability inclusion is a development issue in PNG as we know it. Murray Stopes PNG have been delivering family planning and sexual reproductive health services across PNG. One of their challenges is of persons living with disability who, like everyone else, have the right to these services.
You know, having this partnership with Cheshire Homes here, we have bring the services to them, to the disabilities. So one of the milestone event here is we've just signed the MOU, and that paves the way for us to actually provide those kind of services within Cheshire Homes facilities, so that person with disability can have, provide access to services.
MSPNG will continue to run these programs for at least 3 years and hope to do more even in the coming years after for disabilities. Carol Kidu Jr., TVWAN News.
A recent awareness driven by the Constitutional and Law Reform Commission at Kwikila Secondary School in Rigos Central Province was deemed inspiring for the students. CLRC Secretary Dr. Mange Matui and his staff were at Kwikila Station last week for the week-long customary law recording exercise for Rigo District.
The Constitutional and Law Reform Commission engaged with students at the Kwikila Secondary School to make them aware about customary law and the recording exercise they are carrying out. Grade 11 student Brendan Kenop, on behalf of the school, assured the visiting team that what they have shared with the school is beneficial to students. CLRC officers also talked about its roles, responsibilities, and the different types of laws that govern the country. The CLRC team then donated various publications on the reviews CLRC undertook to assist students with research and studies. CLRC Secretary Dr. Mange Matui likened the role of CLRC to an eagle for better understanding. He said CLRC is like an eagle that hovers in the air and looks down on all the laws of the country, comes down and zooms in on that law whenever a change has to be made to it. The school's deputy principal said CLRC's visit meant a lot to the staff and students who often do not get such opportunities. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
TV1 News continues when we return. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Magic tasty rice makes tasty rice.
Making white flour rice is my favorite below family one-time meat tasty belong Maggie tasty rice. Put him 2 pela cup rice long pot, add him water, na 1 pela packet Maggie tasty rice. Mix him good na boil him rice. Make him white pela rice come up tasty one-time Maggie tasty rice. Maggie, the taste PNG loves.
You got that smile, oh, it lightens up the street for a mile. 'Cause being down doesn't suit your style. Hold your head up, 'cause love will keep hope going strong. And then smile, it's a given when everything seems lost. Don't try. Very superstitious. Writings on the wall. When you believe everything, but you don't understand that you're superstition ain't the way.
When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want Flame Rice. New Flame Rice. Win him all getter.
Welcome back. During the 54th AOG anniversary in Kimbe, Acting Provincial Administrator Leo Mapmani and Governor Sasindran Muthuvel were delighted to be a part of the college's celebration. Each assured that they would support the college and churches where necessary.
West New Britain Acting Provincial Administrator Leo Mapmani was impressed with the array of messages displayed on posters at the recent 54th anniversary celebration of the Assembly of God Church. He said it indicated that the church and government must work together in service delivery. He said the main agenda was to serve the people.
As an administration, Bami plus 10 by Tasol, behind what's in the budget, and to support our pioneer teachers, colleagues in the province. We need to create those avenues so that we don't need to send our children outside of the province. They stay here, they graduate, and they serve our community. And that is our focus. And as an administration, we will ensure that we deliver that support and that service so that we work in partnership.
Governor Sasindran Muthuvel said that the church plays a pivotal role in breeding the future of the children. He thanked parents for their sacrifices as well.
The church is playing a great role to influence our society positively with all those aims and visions of this church. I sincerely pray that all these things comes true. All these things comes true so that we can live in a positive society, or we can live in a society we respect each other. That's why all your time and effort to support church will not go waste. And we are more than proud to partner with all our churches, faith-based organizations in our province.
He said this partnership will bring necessary services to the people, be it spiritual education or any other mundane education services, to be able to survive in society. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
In sports, the old rivalry between West and Koboni takes center stage at the Colts Oval this Saturday to decide the premiers of the 2022 Port Moresby AFL Money Plus sponsored Premiership Challenge. Both Koboni and West have been the two dominant teams for over 3 decades and have been bitter enemies for supremacy over the AFL Premiership title in the capital city.
According to the Port Moresby AFL Premiership title history, Koboni hold the record, having won 18 premierships out of 22 appearances, while West has won 10 titles out of 16 appearances. Koboni's winning record dates back to 1969, its maiden premiership. The last title won was in 2018. The West Eagles' success story started in 1979. They are currently the 2019 and 2020 premiers. The big showdown this Saturday will be their 6th time. Koboni will be aiming for their 19th title, while West will be vying for their 11th. The Eagles had a remarkable season, coming through undefeated to claim the minor premiership and earn the first grand final spot 2 weeks ago. The Eagles will definitely start as odds-on, with some of the finest footballers running the spine of the game. The Demons, on the other hand, have done the hard yards to reach the grand final, and the aim for their 19th victory will depend on how well they execute their game plan. Kila Rawali, for Philip Jason Son, Gideon Hauta and Haxi Ewa will be out with a mission to contain the Eagles' deadly combination of Greg Ekari, Kelly Kaugla and Rex Paragoya, Kataha Sivi, Clyde Pula, Ezekiel Iga, Elton Mondo and Regan Naipao. The Demons, Amwa Perika, Brendan Beno, Stanley Susuve, Ila Musa and rising stars Jeffrey Lai and Valtina Leka will need to step up in attack and beat the odds against the Eagles. Alois Mondo, Patrick Miller, Lyndon Mondo, Pasco Bailey, Kerang Affen, Nassau Kabura and Jeffrey Gordon. The Eagles also have the best forward lineup of Captain Courageous Jeffrey Vogai, Mackenzie Kamen, Damian Kani, Jeremy Kase, Alan Torres, Ricky Budo and Max Susuve to keep the scores rolling.
The Demons backline generals David Topeni, Terry Janamona and Ryan Kororo will be kept busy to ensure they put up effective stoppers to turn defense into attack. Meanwhile, the A-Reserve Grand Final will be played between minor premiers Gordon Kokofas and Bismarck Maritime West Eagles. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that ends the news tonight. Remember to apply the following simple measures to prevent the transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water, cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise social distancing. If you are feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Thanks for staying with us. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.